Good morning, class. This is your teacher, Miss Judy N.C. Patakil. How are you today? Welcome to ICT Trans Subject, 4th Quarter, Week 2. Our learning competency for this morning is Identify faulty computer and network systems. The lesson that we're going to discuss this morning is Diagnosis and Identification of Faulty Computer and Network Systems. Preventing computer systems failure. Computers in general are pretty stable and you can usually rely on them to not fail you. However, if you develop some basic habits, you can postpone serious computer problems, if not avoiding them entirely. First, we have the computer issues. Know that your computer is going to fail. You need to treat your computer as if it were a doomed failure. Always assume that failure is imminent. A fatal error results in data loss, damage to your computer and/or its ability to function, hardware failure, or other serious issues. Signs of imminent failure might include regular poor performance, frequent errors and/or pop-ups, unknown programs being installed, frequent power loss or the computer shuts down automatically frequently, frequent crashes or certain parts not working. Next, we have the DAS issues. Preventing failure means making sure your computer is physically clean in its operation. Make sure that there is not too much dust inside, especially on the fans. Dust can reduce performance and can cause overheating. So the picture on your screen shows the inside the system unit. So we have the CD or the DVD-DR, we have the hard drive, the motherboard, the behind cable, power cord, we have the ribbon cord, extra case, we also have the power supply, the chip, or the microprocessor inside the fan, we have the video card, modem card, and sound card. Next, we have the RAM issues. Know your computer's specification and its limits. RAM runs even the PC is running idly. It consumes RAM storage capacity, making it difficult to open a program if RAM storage had been consumed. So the picture on your screen is the random access memory or the RAM. So where you can locate the RAM or the random access memory on the system unit. Next, we have the malware issues. Make sure that your antivirus software is updated to be able to scan unnecessary files that enter your PC. Do not install programs that you are not familiar with or if do not fully trust. So, what is malware? So we have the spyware, we have the ransomware, remote access, keylogger, virus, worms, and rockets. So the picture on your screen shows what is malware look like. Next, we have the hardware issues. When something is not working properly, either diagnose the problem yourself and fix it. To prevent further damage, or contact a professional and have them look at it for you. Take advantage of warranties on parts if they fail. So we have the hardware. Next, we have warning issues. If the same error messages shows up every time you log in, be sure to investigate it. Although unlikely, these errors could be important. So the picture on your screen shows the error messages that will pop up on your PC or laptop. Next, we have the usage issues. Give your computer a break. Believe it or not, your computer likes rest too. Leaving it on all the time wears out hardware and puts unnecessary wear and tear on the hardware. Giving your computer a break also saves you money or electrical bills. So the picture on your screen shows the power of your system unit or on your PC or laptop. Next, we have the warranty issues. Always take advantage of warranties. Get a warranty to protect your hardware so it can be replaced in case of failure. Next, we have the backup issues. Back up everything. Run regular backup of your important files to other disks, computers, or an online backup service. Error message issues. If your PC fails to function, diagnose the problem. Write down the necessary info such as error messages or things don't work properly. If you know how to fix it, do it, and to avoid further damage, but if not then, seek for professional help. Now let's proceed to the network problems. When you suddenly cannot connect to the internet, any of several things could be wrong. Use this checklist to find and solve common internet connection problems. First, you need to unplug network cable. Unplug or loose network cables are one of the most common reasons why you might suddenly find yourself unable to connect to the internet. That's a problem on wireless networks, but on most laptops, the wireless fidelity or the Wi-Fi radio can be inadvertently shut off instead. On home networks, it's also possible that someone unplugged the router. So what action will you do? Ensure your wired or wireless network hardware is switched on and plugged in. Website temporarily offline. What may seem to be a network problem connecting to the internet is sometimes simply a website or whatever server is on the other end of the connection being temporarily offline. So action to be used. Before assuming your internet connection is faulty, try visiting several popular websites rather than just one. IP address conflicts. If your computer and another on the network both have the same IP address, the conflict between them will prevent either from working properly online. So action. To resolve an IP conflict, follow these instructions to release and renew your IP address. If network uses static IP address, manually change your IP to a different number. Windows XP. Step 1. You need to click Start, then Run. In the Run window, enter CMD, then click OK. Step 2. On the command prompt, enter IP configuration, release, then press Enter. Step 3. Once the IP address becomes 0.0.0, enter IP configuration, then renew, then press Enter. Computer firewall malfunction. Firewall software running on most computers is intended to prevent unwanted network traffic from disrupting its operation. Unfortunately, these software firewalls can malfunction and start blocking valid internet traffic. When two software firewalls such as Windows Firewall plus a third-party product are installed on the same computer, contention between the two can also incorrectly block traffic. So, what action will you do if you have recently installed or upgraded software firewalls on your computer? So, temporarily disable them to determine whether it may be the cause of the internet connection problems. Outside wireless signal range. The performance of Wi-Fi network connection depends on distance between the device and the wireless access point. The farther away a Wi-Fi device is, the slower the local connection generally runs until it breaks altogether. So wireless signal interference in the area can also limit the effective range of a Wi-Fi connection. Whenever you are unable to reach the access point, you also cannot connect to the internet, obviously. So action, use one of the options written below to measure the strength of your wireless signal and try these ideas to expand the range of your Wi-Fi. So ideally, you should place the router at a height in some central location and away from other cordless devices. Make sure that the router is not placed near something metallic like an almirah or window grills, as that will weaken the wireless signals, and avoid mirrors as they can reflect then wireless signals away from the desired direction. Wireless routers generally ship with omnidirectional antennas, but you can replace them with more powerful unidirectional antennas, and that will keep the signal from getting broadcast in all directions. Next, we have the wireless network configuration. Wi-Fi networks with encryption options like WPA or WEP turned on require computers to use matching security keys when connecting. If someone changes the encryption keys or password on the access point, devices that worked before will suddenly be unable to establish sessions and internet connection. Likewise, although less likely if the access point settings are changed to require using a specific Wi-Fi channel number, some computers may be unable to discover it. So action, confirm that the Wi-Fi channel number and encryption keys on your router have not recently changed. So check with the network administrator if necessary. When using a hotspot, follow the provider's instructor for signing in carefully. Broadband router or access point malfunctions. Home networks that use broadband routers are easier to manage than those without one. But technical glitches with the router can also prevent computers from connecting to the internet. Router failures are caused by overheating, excessive traffic, or simply a faulty unit. Typical symptoms of a flaky router include computers on the network not being able to obtain the IP addresses or the router console not responding to requests. So action. Check the router's lights and console if possible to ensure it is running and responding properly. Troubleshoot and reset the router if necessary, then change the old router if necessary. Blocked by your service provider. Internet service providers or the ISP can choose to block access from your account if you fail to make payment or others violate the provider's terms of service, especially when using paid hotspots that charge by the hour or day. Sometimes people forget to keep their subscription updated. Other common reasons an ISP might block your account include exceeding bandwidth caps, sending spam email, and downloading illegal or inappropriate content. So action, contact your ISP if you suspect your account has been blocked. Next, we have the glitches. Computers suffer from technical glitches or malfunctions. Although relatively uncommon nowadays, a computer's network adapter hardware might suddenly fail due to overheating or age. Failures in the operating system software that control the adapter, on the other hand, can occur frequently, especially with computers that are heavily used. Viruses and worms also may disable or block a computer's network interfaces from functioning properly. If using a laptop or other mobile devices, transporting it from one location to another can corrupt the state of its network. So what action will you do? Check the computer and remove any malware that you will find on Windows computers. Try resetting the network connection, then reboot the computers if necessary. Network downtime. Those using a satellite internet service may notice they cannot connect to the internet during periods of very bad weather. Providers in dense urban areas, including cellular internet carriers, sometimes are unable to support peaks in network traffic that causes sporadic outage for some consumers. Finally, those who subscribe to newer or more complex forms of internet services, such as fixed wireless broadband, may experience more downtime than others as providers encounter more issues with relatively less mature equipment. If all else fails, contact your internet provider to verify whether they are experiencing an outage. Then some providers also give advice on troubleshooting problems connecting to their internet. So that's all for our lesson this morning. I hope you enjoy and you've learned a lot. Thank you for listening. For your activity and for your quiz, just follow the GAITF link on your screen. Once again, good morning and have a nice day.